Hello everyone, and welcome to Kaleidoscope News, a series of short stories located out of Glassboro, New Jersey. My name is Sean Marks.
And I'm Mia Bruno. How are you doing today, Sean?
I'm good. I'll be even better when I get to see what riveting stories we have today.
I know that's right. To start it off, the Beta Mu chapter of Delta Phi Epsilon had a record turnout for their annual men's pageant T for Dude. The Rowan University sorority raised an astounding $14,247 for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Let's see exactly what this pageant is all about.
My name's Lily Molnar. I'm Vice President of Programming for Delta Phi Epsilon. Today we have our annual D for Dude pageant, which is a male pageant with organizations on campus in support of cystic fibrosis. A little bit about our event. There's a group dance section, there's a party wear section, a questionnaire, and as well as a formal wear section. Also, to raise more money, in the beginning of the event, we will have out raffle baskets for people to buy raffle tickets, and we will announce those towards the end of the show. The judges for our show are our alumni and people that are important to our sorority.
My favorite part about D for Dude is watching the guys come out in their pageants and their outfits and how close it makes the Greek community.
We've had this event for over the past 10 years. Last year, we were able to raise $13,914 for cystic fibrosis. Before the event starts, as of right now, we have a little over $10,000, so we're hoping to reach around that mark this year.
On behalf of Beta Mu, congratulations!
Wow, that is really impressive. A lot of money for a great cause is always a nice thing to hear in the morning.
Absolutely, and I think it's absolutely impressive that each year they continue to knock the ball right out of the park and make even more money than the year before.
Absolutely. And now we are moving over to Circle Haven. It is a wonderful community for wonderful people, a support community for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities to learn essential life skills. There's a lot more than meets the eye to this nonprofit organization, so let's get right into it. Here is Circle Haven.
Circle Haven is a nonprofit that was developed to provide services and supports for adults with special needs, intellectual and developmental disabilities. We currently provide what's called goods and services. Those are classes in music, art, fitness, and cooking, as well as social skill groups. We also provide behavior assessment services and independent support services in the home and in the community. We are hoping to break ground on our residential community that will be built in Mullica Hill, in hopefully breaking ground in approximately 6 months.
Circle Haven kind of prides itself on the staff that we bring together, as well as the support that we give our students here. Whether it's in classes or out in the community, our staff, whether it's DSPs or our teachers, always make sure that we meet our students where they're at, as well as making sure that they're always having fun, they're feeling safe and secure. Like, the goal is to always make sure that Circle Haven is a safe space for our students to be themselves. There's no one size fits all. I think every single student looks different in their strengths and in their opportunities for growth. And by placing them all in a box, you're doing yourself a disservice, because there's so many superpowers that they have. Being able to watch them learn to be flexible, learn to adapt to situations, just getting to know them on that personal level has been so rewarding.
I look forward to every single one of my classes, because every single day my students just amaze me in the things that they want to try, the projects they want to explore, and a lot of the ideas that they come up with their projects.
Getting into all of the different types of clients that are here, they're all phenomenal people. You know, no matter what they have, disability-wise, ability-wise, they're phenomenal people. They're friends, their families. It's truly a family here, which is interesting because I haven't really experienced that anywhere else.
Welcome back. What an incredible organization. I mean, really, we definitely need more groups like Circle Haven. Helping people with learning and developmental disabilities is really important, and there can never be enough hands to help out.
I absolutely agree. I think it's beautiful to watch the community come together and help individuals overcome many obstacles that they face. And I think it really is just heartwarming.
Absolutely.
Up next, we have a story that is so relevant in today's times. No one knows when something can go wrong, and many young adults are not sure where their next meal will come from. Rowan University made it a point to ensure students have access to a free on-campus food pantry known as The Shop. Let's learn a little bit more about the wonderful food security program Rowan has created for its students.
In March of 2017, we opened the Shop Pantry. We're currently located at 124 State Street. The Shop Pantry and Resource Center is a students-only initiative, so you do have to be a Rowan University student of some kind. If you are enrolled in any credits with Rowan University, you are eligible to shop at the Shop. Well over 90% of what we have comes in way of donation. The only thing that we purchase is milk. We get a small budget from student government every year. This year we got $5,000. That is our only operational budget. We receive feedback from students that milk is a staple item they want to know we always have. So we use that budget to purchase milk so that we always have quarts of milk here available for students. All other inventory that we have comes from some level of donation. We're a member agency with 2 area food banks, the Food Bank of South Jersey, which is located in Pennsauken, and Phil Abundance, which is located in South Philly. Through them, we're able to order at no cost what they call donated and co-op food. So a lot of staple pantry items, canned vegetables, canned beans, pasta, rice, peanut butter. We also receive a lot in the way of donations just from in-kind groups, student groups, organizations, departments that are doing food drives. Some community members will bring food and donations to us as well, so we get a lot of donations in that way. And then the other large bulk of inventory that we have comes from a program that we participate in called Retail Rescue, where we partner with area grocery stores and supermarkets, and they provide us with donated product as well. We track students in 2 ways. We track them as duplicated and unduplicated students. Unduplicated means if you've ever come once, you would then count 1 time. But a student is allowed to come once per week. Unduplicated students in a month, we see, depending upon the time of year, anywhere from 250 to 500 students. Then when we look at duplicated students, so if a student comes more than once, they would be counted more than once, we see over 1,000 students a month.
And have you ever heard of the Shop on campus?
The Shop? No.
If you've ever heard of the Shop here on campus.
No, I haven't.
You haven't heard of the Shop?
No.
It's just called the Shop. You basically just go there and they give you can get pick out food like a grocery store.
Yeah. Oh no, I haven't heard of this. I haven't heard of this. Yes, I would use that.
Our main concern is we want all students to know about the Shop and to know what services and what resources we have to provide that can support students. Everything that we have here is to support the success of students. So even if you believe you don't need our support right now, we want you to know about it so that should you come to a point where it would be useful to you and it would support your success, we want you to have already known about it and not have to scramble to find out about us.
Hello again. Food insecurity is an under-talked about issue within the country, so it's good that more and more programs like this one pop up and just help out. Moving forward to our sports section of the show, running around and being an athlete is very impressive in its own right. Well, imagine having to voice over everything while it's happening. Voice broadcasters are the ones who talk over the sports game about what happens in the actual game itself, to clarify the activities just in case someone who doesn't know what's happening, like me. So for right now, we're going to take it over to Max, who is an aspiring voice broadcaster and a game that he just recently talked over.
Yeah, almost an offensive foul there by Saf, extending his elbow. No call made, and Coach Brennan wasn't happy.
My name is Max Fountain, and I'm an aspired sports broadcaster who has broadcasted a lot of games for not only Rowan as a junior, but also Big State Sports, a media company that covers high school sports around the state of New
Short,
Jersey.
and it'll be a 4th down and a decision to be made here by Coach Belton.
Yeah, he only got 2 yards. It looks like they're going to keep the offense out here, going aggressive. And, yeah, good job by the defensive line to get the stop there on the run.
Sports broadcasting is not easy, and it's a very competitive industry, but it takes a lot of preparation, getting your calls right, and it's all about getting reps. And that's how you're going to get better. And that goes for any type of job, but especially sports broadcasting.
To unleash it out, finds a wide open Reinhardt, really good design play. And Stevens slings it and gets a huge first down for Warren Hills as they're driving.
Calling different sports, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, soccer, whatever, it's a different animal in each one. And it's important to get the names right, but also just the flow of the game.
Offense hasn't been your recipe today for either team, and would have liked to get some points on the board, but they will get the ball back here on the muff punt. And William Patterson, it's just something that you can't afford to happen. Offense hasn't been working. The defense has been good. Special teams got to be connected as well. And Rippey just muffs that punt. And they'll be 1st and 10 at the 18 for the Cougars.
There we have it. You know, every time I watch football or any other sports game, I have no idea what's going on. So sports broadcasting is definitely helpful to me.
Personally, sometimes the broadcasting is better than the actual playing. Speaking of, we have a special interview with Michael Tanier, a sports journalist who gives us the inside scoop of what it's like on and off the field.
My name is Mike Tanier. I have been a NFL writer for over 20 years.
All right, so as an NFL writer and as someone with a lot of sports know-how, there have been some talks about Rowan's football team wanting to go Division I. Do you have any thoughts about that?
It's an incredible jump to make the jump from where Rowan is now to Division I. A financial commitment, a sort of a campus-wide commitment, so to speak. The landscape in Division I college football right now is kind of like the Wild West. You've probably heard of things like NIL. Where players are, getting compensated for their name, image, and likeness. You've probably heard of things like the transfer portal, where players will go from Alabama to Notre Dame to USC in the course of 3 years, looking for more money, looking for better opportunities. A smaller program like Rowan jumping into that is going to have ramifications. It's going to make it'll be difficult financially for the campus. I'm not sure I would advise it. You look at Rutgers, for example, which is not really a great D1 program, but is a D1 program. They have to spend money. They have to turn to alumni and say we need to be able to spend money to get the players to come here. Otherwise, they're going to transfer away from Rutgers to Ohio State, et cetera. You have sponsors like Jersey Mike's coming in, and they're sponsoring, the stadium and things. But Rutgers is 8-9 times the size of Rowan's. Jersey Mike's isn't going to come in and sponsor Rowan anytime soon. And what's great about Division II, Division III is you get to play. You get to pursue the passion for the sport. Now maybe you become somebody who gets NFL opportunities, CFL opportunities, whatever. That's rare. You play, you come out, you live your life afterwards. What you have here in Glassboro at Rowan is a student-athlete situation. The football players here are student-athletes. They're attending classes. They're in the classroom next to you. I think what Rowan has here now and has had for decades is something special, a smaller program that is supported by the local communities. It's something that, kids on the campus can support, can enjoy. Cost of a ticket isn't high. Cost of tuition isn't high. If it happens, it happens. It's not something that I would really advise the university to do, frankly.
That really rocks my socks off. Next, we are going away from sports news and focusing on some important things to know on Rowan's campus. For example, the Schreiber Pet Therapy Program. This program is important to you if you are a student on campus that needs to have a service animal. I'm not one for spoilers, so let's get just right into it. Here is the Schreiber Pet Therapy Program at Rowan University.
So the pet therapy program at Rowan is one where it's the Schreiber Family Pet Therapy Program, where it provides faculty, staff, students, departments, student orgs an opportunity to interact with the therapy pets that are part of the program. It's different from students that have a service animal or an emotional support animal in the residence hall.
Yeah, so for registering for an emotional support animal, there are 4 documents that they would need. So the first document would be an acknowledgement of the ESA policies that we have on campus. The second would be an emergency contact form, which would basically have all of the information for their emergency contact, where they're living on campus, those sorts of things. And then they would have to give us information about the animal, so type of animal, their age, that sort of thing. Usually we ask for cats and dogs to be at least 6 months old. And then we ask for a medical verification form from their registered psychiatrist or psychologist.
Actually, this is the ASPCA Dog of the Year award that my therapy dog Ralphie and his sister, my retired, now deceased therapy dog Vivian Payton, both won together. So it's for their work as therapy dogs here at Rowan, also having supported individuals through breast cancer and supported EMTs through traumatic situations and been there to support our students at Rowan University.
So this is my third year having my cat on campus. I was able to register through the accessibility services and register my cat. I had to send in a letter from my therapist, and I had to join an online seminar to go over the information to have a pet.
I think the importance is that we have a number of students on campus who have ESAs, have service animals. We certainly want them to feel welcome on campus, to have the full experience that Rowan has to offer. And so we've created this committee in order to make sure that we're articulating our policies, our procedures, making sure that students are fully aware of the opportunities that are there for them, the responsibilities that are there, but something to promote the good things that are happening on campus, the things that our students are doing, but doing so in a way that's also educational.
As stated before, pet therapy is critical. Even if you don't have a pet or are not eligible for a service animal, it's always nice to unwind and relax with a couple of dogs. And now, some art, the topic of our next story. Mia?
Art is an extension of the soul. It allows the mind to comprehend complex feelings and intentions. The Rowan Art Gallery is a centerpiece to these ideals. Let's see what new exhibits are on display.
My name is Mary Salvante. I'm the director and chief curator here at the Rowan University Art Gallery and Museum. We are a university art gallery and museum which is supported by the university as an extension of the classroom, where we provide a space and art exhibition experiences to the Rowan community and specifically to Rowan students. I do a tremendous amount of research looking for artists in various places. I go to art fairs, I go to other art galleries, I go to museums to find artists that I think would be interesting to bring here to campus. And mostly those artists are from an international background. The current exhibition is, you can see the artwork behind me, is by international artist Vanessa German. She is an artist that is very interested in exploring ideas of inspiration, mindfulness, self-healing, love, just a general sense of feeling protected.
The Rowan Art Gallery, that's over there, right? Oh, I actually went there not too long ago. They had an exhibition, I think it was Vanessa German is nowadays, where it's like showing various media for like societal like pressures that we put on ourselves, where it's like trying to regain a sense of self and like composure and all that.
We're free for the public. There's no admission to attend. We're really the only public space as part of the university, separate from the academic areas of the university. We have received tremendous recognition from the media. We have been covered by all kinds of media outlets, including the Philadelphia Inquirer, the New York Times, different magazines. The New Yorker have covered our exhibitions. And we also receive funding from various foundations who feel that the work that we are doing is important as well.
I just love art. I can't wait to see the next exhibit in person. What about you, Sean?
Yeah, absolutely. I love art, but not as much as I love music. Let's see what's going on at the Rowan University Band as they prepare for their biggest show of the year.
think like the primary difference that I've learned is not being a freshman anymore, kind of seeing how some things work more behind the scenes. And while I wasn't SLT, still kind of seeing how like the first year experience differed from this year, and kind of the things that come with being older, and while not officially being in leadership, kind of having unofficial more leadership duties. And also kind of just how the program can grow. Despite it being like a giant like collective group of people, it's still very young, and how things can improve and I guess progress till the next year. I think beyond the surface level of just being able to play music, which I obviously enjoy doing, I think just having something to kind of like, I guess like break up the monotony of just going to classes. I think it's nice kind of getting me out of the dorm, just giving me something to do in a lot of ways, and it helps that I really enjoy doing it. And I think beyond that also, just being in touch with music and with art, I think in just a school environment where I can't do that all the time kind of just helps keep me grounded, keep me sane going through the day and through school. I think definitely going to Allentown, J. Bernie Crum Stadium. I've been going there for a while. I think just getting to play in such a hype environment with so many people is just, feels really enriching. Feels like kind of like everything's like worth it, doing band and all that. And it's really fun every year.
I think music is just wonderful, like creating memories and bonds between people. What do you think, Sean?
I agree completely. Now, up next, we have a class recommendation from Rowan University. It's a new class available for registration for radio, television, and film majors here at Rowan. It's a little off the beaten path for film majors as it focuses around skateboarding. Stay with me now. Let's take a moment and see what skateboarding, action sports, media production, and DIY culture is all about.
The lucky opportunity to interview Miss Mia. Hello, Mia.
Hi, I'm Mia. I'm a senior at Rowan University in the RTF program.
All right, Mia. Obviously, you're here today for a special reason, so want to go in a little bit on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have been blessed enough to be one of the first students taking the skateboarding, media production, action sports, and DIY culture class here at Rowan University. It's such a long title, it really is a tongue twister. And I take it with Jonathan Olszewski here for my senior year.
Oh, lovely. So do you want to tell me a little bit about the course?
Yeah, absolutely. So by the title, it's about skateboarding, action sports, and DIY culture. So basically what it does is it kind of teaches us what sort of like, I don't want to say grunge, but sort of like real world application of just like figuring it out. Like whatever camera you have, whatever system you have, like whatever audio system you have, you just kind of figure it out and you create through that. So I think that that's a very beautiful subculture in media production. So I think it's really nice that we finally have kind of like a media production course that's more realistic to like the average human being, because like I don't have $10,000 equipment. I don't know if you do, but
not
like,
currently.
I don't have that right now. So it's fun to be able to like, we use our phones, we use everything to just like kind of figure it out and like put our projects together.
All right, that sounds like a bunch of fun. Yeah. That's a pretty interesting course. I know this is the first time that they're offering it this semester, so I just wanted to know whatever some of the projects that you've done so far in the course.
Yeah, so the projects, obviously with any class, are a big portion of like grades and stuff like that. And the cool thing about these projects are that they're so fluid. They're very open to interpretation. They're very open for the students to kind of take hold and kind of go with. So what Olszewski does is he gives us an objective. So it's like documenting others, documenting self within the format of video or photo. Mm-hmm. It's super important to just kind of get like the general concept, but you can make it your own. So like I know someone in my class, she actually does, her medium of art is physical art. So she'll put stuff together physically, like scrapbook, stuff like that, of the photos she takes with old film. Oh. And then she'll scan it in to be able to turn it in like a zine format, which is, it adds a whole different layer. And I never thought to do that. And that's something that I now think of for future projects, which I think DIY culture adds like a different layer to that.
So I know that you were speaking kind of heavily on this like DIY aspect of the class, but I'm really interested in that first word, skateboarding.
Yeah.
How does that work? Do you need to be an experienced skateboarder in order to take this course, or what's going on there?
So no, you absolutely don't. You don't need to know anything, not even production. You don't have to know anything. It's all about developing your skills with what you have, and I think that's like really cool. So like you can come in here as advanced. Like there's a dude in my class who literally can do like insane stuff. insane.
Mhm.
Insane tricks, like all that stuff.
Speaking on that, you said that you'll go up to people and ask them to record. Where are you going to record for this class?
Yeah, so we do field trips. So there's a ton of different field trips within this class. I don't know if any of you have been to it, but there's a DIY on campus itself. It's called the DIY skate park. It's sort of just like a bunch of like ramps and pipes and stuff like that. I mean, it's really good for what it is.
Mhm.
A lot of the skateboarding people that I know like love going to it because it's just so convenient.
Mhm.
But we actually did end up going to Pennsauken skate park, which is about 30-40 minutes away, and it has like these big beautiful ramps. And it's totally fenced in, and that's one of my favorite places to shoot just because the community there is so nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for stopping in today.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me.
Say, that person looked a little familiar.
Yes, yes. I am one of the fortunate students that was able to get into the skateboarding class here at Rowan University for its first semester.
Wow. Well, all right then. Now, I know you just talked about the class as a whole, but is there maybe a story or something about the class that you found fun?
So I absolutely did have a lot of adventures in this class. It was a class that's kind of centered around adventure. So I would have to say one that specifically stands out to me is we went to the Pennsauken skate park. And at the Pennsauken skate park, that specific day, there was a ton of just regulars there. Like they all ranged from ages like 20 to like 50. It was a big like mix of people.
Right.
And we're just a class that rolls up with a lot of cameras, and you know, we're like, hey, can we film you? And they were really receptive and super kind. So we were able to get great footage of them, and that kind of inspired me to want to skateboard. So I don't know how to skateboard, and I took this chance to kind of do something a little outside the box. What I did was I laid my chest down onto the skateboard, and I kind of dolphin dove into the bowl, which is the kind of ramp that all the skateboarders skate into. And the number one thing is like, don't like collide with other people. And it was really funny because I just went straight in, and like I had to dodge a bunch of people. And when everyone saw me doing it, the entire class actually took it upon themselves to kind of dolphin dive into the bowl as well,
Right.
which was really funny. And all the people that were there beforehand, the like regulars that were like 20 to 50 years old, all grabbed their skateboard and ended up doing the same thing. So it was super fun, and I'm really glad I got to do that.
Yeah,
Would
that's
you ever think about taking the class?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think now hearing about it now knowing that I don't actually have to like do skateboarding, yeah, absolutely. I think that sounds like a lot of fun, and I think that would just be just like a fun day to hang out, skate around, But yeah, absolutely. Now, unfortunately, I do believe that that is all the time that we have for today. I wish we could talk all day, but unfortunately, our time is up for this broadcast. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. I am Sean Marks.
And I'm Mia Bruno. Join us next week at Kaleidoscope News for more riveting news and entertaining short stories located here in Glassboro, New Jersey. Stay happy and have a great Thursday.